Welcome back, friends. I am coming to an end on my cruise with Celestyal Cruises, my first cruise with them ever, and I needed to do a room tour for you guys because this was one of the most fantastic rooms I've ever stayed in. I've done well over 50 cruises, and this was a fantastic place to stay during this excursion-heavy itinerary. Um, yeah, I just wanted to do a room tour in case you were curious what a grand suite looks like, and I'm going to tell you pros and cons, and to be honest with you, it's mostly pros. There's only a few little things I would change that they can easily change if they watch this video that I think will help people to enjoy their stay even more. So let's get right into it. So as you walk in, you can obviously see there is a ginormous couch. So if you're with one or two people in this room, this is a great little area to hang out, maybe have a cocktail, maybe some coffee in the morning. But I want to swing around and show you the entire room really quick from a different angle. So as you can see, we've got a king size bed, which is very unique because most of the times it's like two twin beds pushed together. This is a fantastic bed. Now I was traveling solo on this trip. It was actually too big for me, but I'm not complaining because bigger the better, right? The desk, I did a lot of work here when I was in between excursions. There's one outlet, and this is the one con. I'm going to start with the one con that bothered me the most, which is not that big a deal. But you'll notice that they only had a European outlet there. The reason I say it's a problem is only because there are North Americans that do sail on Celestyal Cruises. Now, it is a Greek brand, so in a way, you can't really fault them for that. But I'll say this. I did a couple suite tours other than the Grand Suite, like this one, and the Junior Suite did have North American outlets at the desk. So it sounds like when they did the refresh, they just took them out on these suites. So it's not a big deal. Just buy one of the plugs. You can buy a plug like this. It's not very expensive. I think you can usually get them anywhere between $15 to $35 on like Amazon or something like that. Don't buy it in the airport. You're going to get ripped off. Now, swinging back around to the couch, I did want to show you that there is an outlet there. So if you want to work from the couch, you can do that. I know a lot of people don't work when they're on cruises, but I do. So I just wanted to point that out. Swinging around to show you, excuse my bag. Remember, I was living in here for a week. I tried cleaning it up for you guys. There's more switches and outlets here, but obviously that would unplug the lamp. Now I was going to save this for the end, but I'll just do it now. So I'm not a big balcony person, believe it or not, mostly because I tend to just be on the go throughout the ship. But I will say this is one of the most impressive balconies. Let's go outside. So a really lovely table to enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Fantastic view. Huge, huge balcony. And this is the best part. Two loungers. I did take a nap in there earlier today. It was fantastic just to listen to the ocean waves and just enjoy my cruise at my own pace. So very, very big balcony, very unique in that sense. All right, now here's a giant pro to the Grand Suite. So many places to put your stuff, like almost too much, which is not really an issue. So let's just start off here. You're gonna have a little side corners. Didn't even use these, but this is kind of nice. Maybe put your camera here, or equipment if you have equipment, you know, maybe your, I don't know, stuff for your laptop, whatever you brought with you. And of course, you got the fridge. Inside the fridge is stocked. And up here, you'll see that in euros, you got a mini bar list. Did not touch this. Now, I'm not going to open all these, but I'm just going to show you. There's 12 drawers. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, as you can see here. I ended up using just 5 of them, but I'll just show you how deep they are. So I'll go to the middle one here. They're pretty deep, and usually these drawers don't come out all the way. These come out very far, so you can see you have a lot of space. It's fantastic. So like I said, 12 of those drawers. And if you order like champagne, of course they put it in your bucket. And then a giant bottle of water, which will cost you. But they do fill up these twice, or sorry, they refill these twice a day. So right now I've got my 2 fresh ones from this morning from my steward. And of course you can do breakfast, but there's a charge if you want to do that. And there's also more of the mini bar list there, another list, same as before. Let's talk side tables. Traditional side tables with buttons to control the lights, a USB port for charging, no USB-C, and then a little reading lamp, which is really nice. Like I said, there's USB, not USB-C. Now, every day your concierge, which you do get with this suite, will put out your daily programs. The steward will make a nice little design, which is fun. There's my stewards for this travel, for this week. And then obviously we're departing. That's what that is. You know what that is. If you're a cruiser, you know what that is. A extra blanket if you need some extra warmth. This will go over your comforter here. And then on the other side table, you can see I'm charging my phone right now. Another USB and access to the lighting system and another reading light, as well as the phone to make calls, if you want to dial the spa or whatever. So yeah, that's the main living area, right? Now we're going to get into the closets, which is just so much space. And before I do, nothing fancy, up, down, change the temperature in the room, obviously important, but that's where it is, right there on the wall, right before you walk into the basically closet and bathroom area. All right, so I already had the lights on. So as you can see, there's just mirrors galore, right? So you've got a lot of space to get changed and see yourself. But this is the most impressive part. You walk over here and you're like, whoa, there's a lot of space. If you want to put on your shoes or whatever you got to do there, it's got a little stool. Robes, of course, with slippers down below. More space down there. More space up there. And then let's see, let's go to the main area here. Now I'm not going to open all these, but I will open these two just so you can see. So I'm going to slide actually this one first. And as you can see, you've got your life jackets, which you will need in the beginning of the trip to do your safety check. And you've got a full length. This is great for if you have long shirts or you have, let's say, dresses and stuff like that. Now moving this mirror, you'll notice you've got more life jackets, more hanging space, obviously shorter here. This is where I put my shirts, additional pillows. You don't even have to ask her, they're there. And then the safe. Now this is my second con, though not a big deal. But for some it is, so let me explain. So I use the safe all the time, and listen, I don't have much problems getting up and down, but some people do. So the safe down there I think is silly. I think it should be up top. This is not a big deal. As I said, this is a minor con, but a friend of mine who's on this trip reviewing this cruise, she is disabled. And she said she didn't even use the safe because it was on the ground. I think she said they came to her room and moved it up top, but I'm not too sure if that's what happened. But yeah, that's kind of a problem for some people that can't bend over. Maybe they struggle to. So that's kind of silly. I think they should change that. And then there's a third con, which leads into the bathroom, which is so minimal, but it's an easy fix. So let me open the door here. Now the bathroom is a fantastic size. I just took a shower. That's why that's all wrinkly. But obviously your steward will make sure to clean your towels, right? If you hang it, they will keep it, so it save water, which I like to do. As you can see, there's a lot of space. Like I'm standing here. I'm going to shut the door here. I'm standing here, and sorry if the noise is loud. The fan's always on, but there's just tons of storage space. Obviously the classic shelving, which I put my DOP kit up there, hand soap, glassware, stuff like that. So nothing fancy other than the fact that it's huge, a lot of space. Here's the con, the third con. This is the only trash can in the room. I don't know why that is. I understand that they have to change those out, but I would recommend getting one extra can. So there's two, one in the living space and then one in the bathroom. Turning around, giant shower. Really, showers on cruise ships typically get a bad rep because they're so tight. This is not an issue. You can see that the sliding glass door opens up. They've got a nice little leak guard so the water doesn't spill into the bathroom area, which usually it does in most cruise ships. And it's kind of hard to show you the scale, but you can see that it's pretty high up. I'm a short guy, but this is pretty high up. So this is actually fantastic. And of course, they provide you, if you don't bring your own soaps, shower gel and shampoo filled, if needed. I mean, usually don't go through it in 1 week, but just in case you do. No judging. But yeah, so that's pretty much, that's the grand suite. Let's go back out here and chat. So yeah, this is obviously not a full review of the Celestyal Cruises. Remember, this was my first time on this brand. I will say I've got a lot to think about because, when I go on a cruise, even though I'm here to work, a little downtime is nice. This was jam-packed. Every single day there was a port. There was not a single sea day. And I asked the people that invited us whether or not that's common, and they said that's actually what they're known for. They're known for their excursion heavy itineraries. And I think, I was thinking about it more and more, and I'm like, wow, I've done over 50 cruises. This is the first time I haven't had a sea day, not even one. And I don't know how I feel about it. I loved every port. I have videos coming soon about my experiences on the excursions. We had a great time. But yeah, I'm a little tired. I feel like I haven't had a moment to breathe. And that's nothing to do with being on a work trip necessarily. It's the fact that we're on excursions every day. And I was kind of jet lagged for the first 3 or 4 days, still kind of feeling it. But yeah, overall, it's a great experience. And I plan on kind of downloading all this data in my head and figuring out a video in the future about, kind of giving my 2 cents. And I'll probably do that when I get home. But overall, this room, which is what this video is about, was super impressive. It was just one of the most comfortable rooms I've been in. The air worked great. The bed was comfortable. I slept like a baby most nights. So yeah, overall, just fantastic first experience with Celestial Cruises. I One thing I really like about them, and not to keep going on about it since this is just a room tour video, is that their itineraries are unique. I haven't had a itinerary like this, and they have Arabian Gulf itineraries, which I'm really interested in. So I'm hoping I can go on one of those in the future because as a photo and video person, I just think there would be so much great content. I did want to leave off before I end this video that if you guys didn't know, maybe you're new here. First off, make sure you hit the subscribe button because you're going to get videos like this if you like them and more vlog style videos in the future. And hit the like button and leave a comment that helps me get in the algorithm of YouTube. But all that being said, if you guys want to continue the party outside of YouTube, I'm a blogger, so you can go to joesdaily.com and see what kind of stuff I'm up to. I do a lot of travel, tech, car, food, and booze reviews. So definitely go to joesdaily.com for that. And of course, if you like visual stuff like this, photo and video, go to Instagram at Joe's Daily and All Aboard with Joe. So I have 2 accounts. My Joe's Daily one's the most active one right now, but All Aboard with Joe will get more content too. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you hit that subscribe button to see future videos. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and happy cruising. Peace.